Welcome back. Today we will discuss on OFDM, that is orthogonal frequency division modulation. In this we will see OFDM diagram and intersymbol interference, packet detection, synchronization and its related operations. Now look at the basic diagram in which the OFDM plays an important role. Okay. Now when we see a signal y of n is equal to h of x of n, it is a transfer function, that is output by input. Okay. Now it will be work only for the narrow band channels but not for wide band channels. Okay. When I give the statement like this, look at the below diagram in which a spectrum with a center frequency of 2.45 gigahertz with a plus or minus 20 megahertz, that is 2.45 plus 20 megahertz at the upper side, below side will be 2.45 minus 20 megahertz. This is a frequency band in which we are going to be defining. We will discuss how it will be useful for to define your OFDM. Now when the concept of like OFDM was been introduced, okay, now the band what I have considered from the previous slide is a 2.4, okay, that is a 2.45 gigahertz, okay, plus minus. Look at the diagram in which assume that there is a tap and the shower. Okay, in the tap the continuous water flow will be flowing. Okay, it will be catching with a spectrum. Okay, now you imagine the spectrum will be in the form of like a truck, okay, with like a wide truck in which it can accommodate all the signals at a time. Okay, assume that the truck what it will be carrying, it will be correlated with a spectrum, and what the input will be flowing from the tap. Means from the tap the data signal will be continuously, it will be flowing. Okay, continuously, I use the word continuously, since in the spectrum all the data will be getting accommodated. Assume that there is like a 1 Mbps of data will be at a time, it will be flowing, it will be accommodated within the truck and it will be fully loaded and it will carry all the data, 1 megahertz of data. Now this is what we call as a concept of wide band channel. Means I have a channel, it is a wide band, it will carry all the data at a time. Okay. Now I will come to the next diagram in which multiple narrow band channels, wherein which your OFDM will be useful. Okay. Now the input will be in the form of like a shower, that is it will be like sprinkling the data rate. Okay, means all the data will be not in the form of like a continuous, it will be in the form of like a discrete. Okay, means just previously I have considered with the 1 Mbps of data or 1 megahertz of data, it will be 1 Mbps of data, it will be divided into form of like a discrete. And when it is a discretized, I don't have like a full truck here, I will take a multiple trucks. Means the available band will be divided in the form of like a four channels, we call it as a carrier. I hope you understand. Means the whatever the data it will be coming from the shower, it will be individual data, it will take from the shower, it will be loaded onto the truck and it will carry the data. You assume that the truck it will be nothing but a channel. Okay, similarly when you see at the bottom line, okay, there is a band, it will be getting divided into multiple carriers. Each carrier will be carrying a one separate frequency and separate data. They don't interfere each other. Means interference will be very less. Assume that like if there is a getting damage in the second cell, second data, it may not interfere with the first data. Okay, that is what the basic advantage where your OFDM plays an important role. Okay. Now the data will be flowing from the shower and it will be getting loaded into each individual truck and it will carry the information. This is what the concept will be coming out from the simple diagram where your OFDM plays an important role. Okay. Now when you see the band, okay, now look at the wideband signal, wideband and the narrowband. Okay. Now the wideband, if I say it is full, it is occupied by the one channel, second channel, third channel, like this. But in the OFDM, it is divided into discrete parts. Each individual channel, it will take a one particular frequency and carrier and it will be transmitted. Okay, that is only some of the sub channels are affected by interference or multipath effect, as I discussed from the previous slide. Okay, I hope from the diagram you can get the picture of why the OFDM. In the right side, what I given is a narrow band. Okay, when I say the narrow band, this is what the concept. It will give a influence for the multiple antennas. Okay, now when you can assume that, okay, like there is a one tap, one antenna. There is a shower. It will be having. If I say shower, I can't have a shower. Okay, with a antenna like this. I can have a multiple antennas. Each antenna will be transmitting a different carrier signals. That is what the concept multiple antenna comes into picture, and it will be introduced for the OFDM concept. Okay, now look at this importance of like how the orthogonality. Why not just a OFDM, frequency division multiplexing, not orthogonal? Okay, now you can see the first diagram here. The spectrums will be getting overlapped. If it is getting overlapped, means the cause of an interference, means in the wideband the second data will be getting overlapped in the first one, third will be in the second one, like this. The cause of like interference is more and the loss will be like a very high. Similarly, if I have a guard band to overcome this, okay, means each channel will be separated with a guard band. Okay, look at this one. The first one is separated with the second with a guard band. The second and the third, there is a particular guard band will be available. So since it will overcome the problem which you face from the interference. Okay, that is each adjacent channels. Okay, they may not overlap each other. Okay, since but there is one overdue, what you will face is extra overhead will be like you require a separate guard band. Means some of the frequency will be allocated for the guard band, means gap. You may say a gap. Okay, is allocated here. Now this is what how you will find a difference between FDM and OFDM. In the FDM, where you will find a gap. In the OFDM, you don't have like any such kind of a gap here. Orthogonal. That is, each subcarrier will be carrying its own frequency. There means F1. If F1 will be different, F2 will be different, F3 will be different. If even though they overlap also, they may not cause an interference because the different frequency. Okay, it is as good as if the two people, okay, like one person will be talking like something like Hindi and one more person will be talking like English. If they may not overlap each other. You just it means if the both were talking, the receiver, who knows Hindi he will capture, who knows English he will capture. Similarly like this, if the F1 and F2, F3 they getting overlap also, they may not cause the interference. That is what the advantage of OFDM. Okay, means there is like a separate carrier frequency will be allocated and they may utilize for the operations. Okay, now this is how the OFDM will be playing important for operation here. Look at this one. When I consider from the previous slide OFDM signal, to separate it out, okay, because it is all the way each carrier, each frequency, I require IFFT. I hope you know inverse fast Fourier transform. Okay, what is the job of FFT? FFT, it will convert time domain into frequency domain. Now I have already data into the frequency domain. I have to convert into time domain. Then I have to use a algorithm IFFT, that is converting from frequency domain to the time domain. Once if I converted, I'll get here signals with a separately x1, x2, x3 with a different way with respect to time. I hope you can see in IF50, after IF50, along the x-axis I'll get a time. Okay, you'll get here signal will be time sequences. Okay, now if I get here signals, I'll transmit. There is a channel frequency. Once if you transmit this one, okay, it is the noiseless channels. It is what I have shown with a green here. It is a noiseless channel. There may not be interference here. Once if you transmit, okay, at the receiver end, the same signal it will be appear like this zigzag like this. Now it is in the time domain. Again, I have to convert into frequency domain for your data operations. Then what I have to apply? I have to apply with the F50. There is a fast Fourier transform. Okay, one of the DSP algorithm. What we are in further slide, we'll see equation related to F50. Okay, anyway, you might have gone through with these equations in the previous DSP equations. Okay, once if I got here completed with the F50, I'll get back my original signal from the F50. That is what a time domain signal to frequency domain, and it will decode each subcarrier separately. Means I have a receiver. In the receiver, we have a different a component. It will separate it, and it will be taken back from the original signal. Okay. Now, when I consider with this one, okay, you can correlate with respect to your a block diagram. Okay, I hope you can understand. Okay, that is what the first I need to be perform the modulation techniques. Okay, there is in the modulation technique we may use with a QPSK, QAM, etc. There is a BPSK. There is a many techniques will be there. Okay, in the previous slides, okay, I had discussed about the QAM. Okay, where your LTE will be supported. That is what the data will be. First, it will be converted into modulation technique by using a QAM or QPSK. It will be converted into mathematically by using IFFT, and it will be transmitted D to A analog converter. Okay, once it is transmitted at the receiver end with the modulation, okay, OFDM, it will convert this analog to digital data. Again, the reverse DSP operation, that is the FFT, will be performed, and again it will be applied with the modulation techniques, that is a QPSK or QAM techniques, because in this diagram I am applying with a QPSK. You may apply with a QAM, you may apply with a BPSK also. Okay, further I will discuss on this one. Okay, now this is what the basic equation what you can see in your frequency domain, that is a FFT equations and IFFT. Anyway, you are much aware of these equations. Okay, that is there's a frequency domain samples will be converted into IFFT. There is a time domain to frequency domain is a FFT. Okay, I hope you can see x of t is equal to summation k is equal to minus n by 2. That is n by 2 minus 1. There is a band between band with respect to center frequency. X of k e raised to j 2 pi k t divided by n. Okay, x of k is the signals what signal carriers what you receive. Okay, signal carrier frequencies. E raised to j pi 2 pi k t divided by n is a constant what you are going to be calculating. Okay, in the time domain after operation it will be converted into x of t time domain. If you want to reconvert it, okay, from time domain to frequency domain, okay, we are using IFFT equation. X of t, that is e raised to minus j 2 pi k t divided by n. Okay, using this equation you will get here frequency domain data. This is what the equation, it is useful for your LTE, okay, for conversion of a signals, okay, so that you are most of the time we are using in IFFT and FFT in your LTE chapters. Okay, this way your LTE will be playing a major role. Okay, and it will give the requirement of a multiple antennas. Okay, when I say the multiple antenna, there is a multipath effect will be coming into consideration. To overcome this, the multiple antenna, it will take a separate frequency data and it will overcome the problems what you face in other lower wireless communication systems. I hope you understood from the basic OFDM what is required for your LTE advanced communication operation. Thank you.